Tonight on News 5 Live, Port of Belize calls GOB's $1.5 million payments to stevedores illegal and moves to block it. Redistricting exercise to go ahead. Belize City Mayor wants to turn garbage into gas. And Bella Vista land disputes get heated as duplicate papers surface. These stories and more up next on News 5 Live.
We have been a partner with Smart for over 10 plus years. We have a full Smart plan we use as our major driver for our business. We have a service that rolls over in that if you call one and it is busy, it rolls over to the next line. So once you call us, you can get us at any time. Before we got this Smart service, we were paying upwards of nearly $2,000 in phone bills. Since we've had our Smart service, we pay an average about $600. So we've had tremendous saving, more than 50%. For the businesses, if you want to save money, switch to Smart because it is far more cost effective and the service is excellent.
Smart continues to be innovative in bringing new technology and meaningful savings during these challenging times to businesses across Belize. Sign up for our VoIP technology or broadband packages and save more.
Do people actually hear from God? Are there really angels and demons? Okay, now that's just unbelievable. In our next series, we're going beyond the Google search and facing the tough questions. It's time to take on the skeptic and eliminate the doubt. From inconceivable to unimaginable, we're talking about the Bible's most unbelievable truths. Every second of this series will be worth your while. Believe it or not.
Are you looking for the right product to keep your family and your home safe? Then Spark Alcohol is exactly what you've been looking for. It prevents the spread of many diseases. It's also fast drying, safe, and conveniently packaged in a spray bottle. Protect your family and your home with Spark Alcohol. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Pelican, the beer of Belize.
At Benquip, we offer a complete line of Honda products featuring the most trusted and reliable line of motorcycles in Belize. For outdoor and marine recreation, we have Polaris ATVs and UTVs, Honda Outboards, and Volvo Pentamarine solutions. When it's time to service your vehicle or equipment, you can find the brands you trust at Benquip. We carry a large inventory of Castrol oils, NGK spark plugs, and a full range of cleaning products from Magic. Get power when you need it with Kohler and Honda generators. We also have trimmers and lawnmowers from Honda and Husqvarna, so you can keep your yard and surroundings properly maintained. So visit Benquip today at 3 miles on the Philip Golson Highway to get the equipment, parts, and service you need.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, February 22nd. I am Sabrina Daly. Today, the Port of Belize Limited filed an application for an injunction in the Supreme Court of Belize to restrain the Minister of Finance, Prime Minister John Briceño, from making any payment to the Christian Workers Union from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. For context, on the 3rd of February 2020, the government of Belize agreed to make the payment of $1,500,000 to the Christian Workers Union for any prejudices they may have been suffered by stevedores as a result of the privatization of the Port of Belize in 2002. In the agreement, the government of Belize agreed to make the payment on or before the 28th of February. Well, today the application filed names Port of Belize Limited as claimant, one former CEO at the port, Arturo Vasquez, as claimant 2. They are asking the Supreme Court to declare the agreement illegal and unenforceable. The claimants argued that the government of Belize entered into the agreement in the absence of a law enacted by the National Assembly, authorizing the payment of any such sum out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund. The claimants are further asking the court to declare that the agreement represents a, quote, irrational and arbitrary exercise of power in breach of the claimant's right to equal protection of law, unquote. Also named as defendants in the application are Public Utilities and Logistics Minister Michelle Shabat, the Attorney General, and the Christian Workers Union. Police have confirmed a report that a drug plane crash landed during the night north of Belize City. While Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has indicated he won't divulge any information until security forces have completed their forensics gathering from the area, News 5 has learned that the plane landed several miles behind the Blackburn area, bordering the Belize and Orange Walk districts. It took our news team through some rugged roads until we found someone who said he was among a group that was in the area when they heard the plane crash land and saw at least one vehicle approach it in the distance. He did not want to be identified.
We Medina the jungle, me and two of my friends about little after 12, when we listened, we had this big aircraft, it circle every minute. It circled about half an hour to an hour and constantly go higher and go lower. So we did there, we put the headlight panel and we did flash panel and they circle around and around over Cookie Tree, back to go by Grass Peace, go back by Fireburn and come back to Crab Catcher and a place there. And I think the authority would have try to do something, but the authority, I don't know if they lack of interest or they lack of manpower or something. But
okay, you said you were flashing lights on the plane. Did you happen to see what kind of plane it was?
No, it was pretty high enough, but very low enough. But we know definitely it was a drugs plane. Okay. We have knowledge of it.
You couldn't see if it was a twin engine or single engine?
I know it's a jet, the song that he make, that whistling song that a jet engine make, we know it's not a prop plane. Okay. So we know it's a very huge plane.
And then
the plane was with no lights, with no strobe light or nothing, just a circle around.
And after half an hour, what did you hear?
We went gone down. And I thought that the authority...
What song did it make?
We heard
crashed?
No, you not crash. When you hit, it crashed physically, when you hit the ground, you hear a bang from the distance we was. And I tell my friend, it's time to move from here because, the authority will definitely come here and hope the wrong set of person. Because we are just in the jungle having fun. And
having fun?
Having fun, shooting deer, give nut and so. That's
hunting,
fun for you. You're hunting, having fun with hunting like we that's my fun. Because, that's what I love. That's my hobby. Okay. Hunting.
The person said they frequently hear planes flying over at night where they are in that area, but they don't land as often. The Compal says he will be giving details on Wednesday. The Elections and Boundaries Department has finally gotten approval to commence a long overdue redistricting exercise, which will effectively see all 31 constituencies across the country being redrawn. This has not been done since 1998, resulting in an unequal distribution of registered voters in many constituencies. Government has identified funding for the activity, and the Elections and Boundaries Commission has appointed a task force to make the necessary preparations. Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai spoke with the media this afternoon and explained how the process will work.
These persons included persons with technical expertise in the area of geographical information systems, legal studies, statistical analysis, and electoral management. As the release says, myself was appointed as the chairperson for this task force. We also have Ms. Paula Hender, who is a Crown Counsel with the Attorney General's Ministry, and she will also deal with the legal aspects. We have Ms. Shirley Humes, who is a Principal Planner from the Ministry of Natural Resources, Petroleum and Mining. She is also a member. Mr. Alfred Kahl, who is a Senior Lands Officer also at the Ministry of Natural Resources, Petroleum and Mining, and also Mr. Martin Aldana, who is the Statistical Analyst. The planning started a couple months ago, and now with the appointment of these persons, we are ready to go and start the work for this exercise. We know it's a huge exercise, it's an important exercise, and as the Commission mentioned to us as members of the task force, in terms of the expectations that they have, we know that many times people were saying, oh, you're behind in terms of conducting this exercise. But again, here we are today, and we're going full steam ahead with getting this exercise done, as the government of Belize has already provided funding for us to do so.
The redistricting exercise has a timeline of approximately 22 months and will be carried out in various phases. According to Josephine Tamai, social research among the population is necessary to ensure that households fall squarely within a particular constituency. She also says that upon completion of this process, recommendations will be made to the Elections and Boundaries Commission, which will subsequently present the changes to the National Assembly.
The expectation is for us to complete before the end of next year, which is 2023, because we know that this exercise entails several stages, whereby we have to do the groundwork, we have to look at the electoral boundaries, we have to gather information in terms of population. So there are several things that need to get done. So once we commence that, then, well, right now we're actually in the process of gathering these information. So once we actually sit down to review all the information that we have, then we also need to go out and do some field work. You will know that sometimes, and yes, we have some technology available in terms of getting this exercise done, but again, sometimes you have to physically go and visit some of these areas to ensure that whenever the boundaries are redrawn, that we don't have maybe the kitchen in one electoral division and the bedroom in another electoral division. So all these work need to get done. And once the task force is finished with its recommendations, they will be submitted to the Election and Boundaries Commission, because we all know that the Election and Boundaries Commission is the only body who can make recommendations to the National Assembly to change the electoral divisions.
As mentioned earlier, the purpose for redrawing the respective electoral districts is to evenly distribute the number of voters as best as possible to address the existing malapportionment.
We all know that in terms of a redistricting exercise, the exercise has several benefits, right? And one of them is to ensure that we have equal voting power. So what we need to do is to look at the present composition of the number of per electors in each of the electoral divisions. So we have to look at our statistics. We also need to look at the present electoral maps as it stands in order for us to determine where the boundaries are and to see the discrepancies in terms of having persons in one specific area as opposed to another electoral division. So we also need to look at those maps. We also need to get the information from the Statistical Institute of Belize in terms of population. We also need to see, for example, where exactly you have growth in different areas, because at the end of the day, whenever all this information is being compiled, we have to ensure that persons are, one, able to reach to their polling stations on election day as well. So yes, we have to look as nearly as maybe an equal number of persons in each electoral division as the Constitution states, but we also need to look at the whole geographical areas to ensure that person and transportation that is available.
Notwithstanding a matter that is presently before the Supreme Court, which was filed by the Belize Peace Movement, Tamai says the work of the Elections and Boundaries Department to conduct the redistricting exercise is not affected by the ongoing case.
The matter with the court, I will tell you that as the chair of the task force, our duty and our responsibilities, it has nothing to do with a court case, because this is something that has been in the making for several months, if not years, right? So our main focus right now, like I mentioned, is to get the information that is required. And yes, we already have some of that information. Like you rightly said, it is public information in terms of the number of persons in each electoral division. Those are information we publish on our website on a monthly basis. So we already have information in terms of the number of persons registered in each of the electoral divisions. So yes, we already have that. We already have the maps as well. So the persons from the Ministry of Natural Resources, they already have access to these information. So they're presently putting in those figures to see, because the GIS technology will definitely be used. So presently they're working on those, so put in the figures, and then we look at everything holistically. But at this point, I'm not able to say what will be the outcome, because until we look at all the areas, only then can we make recommendations to say what changes will be made.
Coming up, a new bridge for Roaring Creek and delays in Riverside Highway collapse. Details when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, "What is man that you are mindful of him, the Son of Man that you care for him? You made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor." A young boy 3.5 years of age was visiting the Cincinnati Zoo with his mother in May of 2016. He suddenly slipped away from her, crawled through protective railings and hedges 3 feet high, and fell 15 feet below into the moat of a 400-pound silverback gorilla. For 10 terrifying minutes, the mother and others watched with horror, fearing for the child's life. The gorilla, seemingly agitated by the noise from the crowd, grabbed the young boy and pulled him through the watery moat to another visible location. Finally, the security staff, fearing for the little boy's life, made the decision to shoot and kill the gorilla. It was a decision that resulted in a public outcry against the staff at the zoo by more than 3,500 people on social media. How sad it is that mankind has developed such a low estimate of the value of a human life. How sad that people are being shot and killed in their homes and schools, on the streets and in their jobs and in places of business by those driven by drugs and alcohol and anger, hatred, passion, greed, and through such godless acts show no sense of value for human life and have no fear of God. Man is made in God's image. Man is God's crown jewel, and we had better be seeing one another through the eyes of God. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Digi, the premier name in voice and data, is also the country's leading provider of innovative services and solutions for small business and enterprise. At Digi Business, we offer solutions, tools, and applications to support your business needs. Reduce costs, improve efficiency, and excel in a changing world where no idea is too big and no task is too small. From technology advising to design implementation and management, our team of qualified solution sales and specialists can develop a reliable and robust infrastructure, allowing you to spend more time on what matters most, your business. Visit us online to explore how DigiBusiness innovative products and solutions can help your business reduce costs and improve efficiency.
At BEL, we remain committed to delivering safe, reliable, and sustainable energy solutions to communities across Belize. We are connecting more homes and businesses to enhance the quality of life and the productivity of enterprise and to support national development. We are always here for you.
The official migration from Belize Bank Corporation Limited to Belize Bank Limited will take place over the weekend of February 25th to 28th, 2022. This means that as of 3 p.m. on Friday, February 25th through to Monday, February 28th, Belize Bank Corporation Limited customers will not be able to access any online banking, debit card, and in-branch services. The BBCL ATM network services will also be unavailable starting the morning of February 25th, 2022. We apologize for this inconvenience and encourage customers to prepare in advance by topping up their eCash wallet or ensuring they have the cash they will need. As of March 1st, your new Belize Bank Limited account number becomes effective and you will be able to access all the great services of Belize Bank. You will be able to use your new contactless debit card at merchants countrywide, have access to a wider network of ATMs, and be able to log in and access all the great online features. Your old account number will no longer work, so you will need to provide your new Belize Bank Limited account number to all the persons and firms you do business with, including your employer. Please note that the new account numbers have already been provided for all Government of Belize employees. We welcome you to our Belize Bank family, where you will enjoy lower fees and excellent customer service.
Traffic death is among the top 5 killers in Belize, and the government of Belize is spending millions of dollars on improving highways. Through a grant from the European Union and a loan from the Inter-American Development Bank, approximately $65 million have been invested in the upgrade of the George Price Highway and the construction of the Roaring Creek Bridge. On Monday, an official inauguration took place.
The Briseno administration officially inaugurated the Roaring Creek Bridge. Just prior to the pandemic, the West was cut off from the rest of the country by flooding, and this new bridge provides a more resilient gateway to Western Belize.
We all recognize that whenever, because of climate change, and we have flash flooding, we have excessive rains, that the Roaring Creek Bridge used to flood from time to time. I know people not living in this area, like us in the north, it would be something that unthinkable. But it happens.
The construction of the bridge was part of the bigger George Price Highway Rehabilitation Project, which has so far also seen improvements to 32.5 kilometers of the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek through to Santa Elena. In other phases of the project, works will be done from Belmopan to Belize City and then from San Ignacio to Benqueviejo del Carmen.
Since we've done from here all the way to San Ignacio, now we need to finish from San Ignacio to Benqueviejo. That is a part of the plan. We're about to start to work on that one. But at the same time, we're starting to do a project development to upgrade the highway now from here to Belize City. Now, I know that the previous government has spent monies on this highway, but it was obviously there's a lot of deficiencies, and it's something that has to be addressed. So we want to look at that and see how we can upgrade it and improve the safety of that highway for our citizens. Whenever we do any kind of infrastructure development, it's just not to build a road for its sake or to build a bridge just because I want to build a bridge, but simply because it has to do about people, how it's going to serve the people better, how it's going to assist in growing the economy, creating jobs, maintaining that connectivity, making the highways safer.
The project was funded by the government of Belize, the Inter-American Development Bank, and the European Union through the Caribbean Investment Facility. More than 200 men and women were employed.
This bridge, and in particular this road, the highway, George Price Highway, is a key connectivity for the connectivity of the country, for export and to connect people around the country. Also, we need to develop infrastructure in a sustainable and resilient way. This is the kind of infrastructure that this country needs in order to develop.
The project will connect not only people, but will facilitate trade.
This project is vital for the regional physical integration, and it is vital for trade. It is vital for the people who live in the villages close to the highway. We know that many are traveling from Belmopan to Belize City to San Ignacio. It's all about connecting people. It's also vital for agriculture, it's vital for tourism. Trade I have mentioned, but in particular now that the government is also trying to expand the partial scope agreement on trade with Guatemala, it will prove extremely useful for the further development of the country.
The EU ambassador says that while it is more resilient against natural disasters, the Roaring Creek Bridge has strengthened the partnership between the government of Belize, the Inter-American Development Bank, and the European Union. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
A delegation from the Ministry of Agriculture, headed by Minister Jose Abelardo May, is currently in El Salvador as Belize further explores trade with Central American countries. They traveled as part of a convoy that will see locally grown vegetables sold in that country. At the official inauguration of the Roaring Creek Bridge and a portion of the George Price Highway, Prime Minister John Briceño spoke of the importance and possibilities of this venture.
Strengthen its ties with Central America, and Guatemala, especially Guatemala, our neighbor. This highway is going to be playing an even more critical role in facilitating trade from one country to the next. As we speak right now, our Minister of Agriculture, Abelardo May, along with a team from the Ministry of Health, from the Ministry of Agriculture, they are going with a whole container load. They are traveling with a 40-foot container load of vegetables and products from Belize. And they're driving all the way to El Salvador, to San Salvador. And they expect that tomorrow they're going to be there at the area where they sell the vegetables, opening up the doors of the container and sell the products. That speaks to the connectivity between us and the rest of Central America and the opportunities that exist.
During his keynote address on Monday, Prime Minister John Briceño took time to acknowledge the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing. According to the PM, millions of dollars have been saved in infrastructure development under the leadership of Minister Julius Espat. In a breakdown, he shares that cost-cutting measures were done for the Caracol Road and the Halover Bridge.
Julius has put an amazing team in getting the work done. And from the works and the redesigning that they have done and renegotiating loans, we have been saving millions of dollars. I mean, the road to Caracol, he and his team looked at the road and it was being really over-designed. I'm no engineer here, so please. And we worked it so in a way that we still have a world-class highway going all the way to Caracol, but saving approximately $25 million. And again, he and his team looked at the Halover Bridge and did the very same thing, looking that, again, it was over-designed for our needs, and yet come up with a plan for a bridge that is going to be meeting our needs for decades to come. And again, once again, saving this country and the people of Belize another $25 million. Just on those two projects, he's been saving $50 million for Belize.
If you are heading out of Belize City via the Halover Bridge, you would see on the right-hand side that works are in its initial stages for the installation of a new state-of-the-art bridge. But further up the highway, near mile 7, there is still a slight diversion where a portion of the road had washed away. Back on Christmas Eve, the embankment collapsed into the Belize River. At that time, the chief engineer told News 5 that it would take months to fix. On Monday, we got confirmation from Minister Julius Espat that last week a contract was finally signed with M&M Engineering to the tune of $1.4 million for the repairs. But he could not say when the work would be completed. In the meantime, the collapsed portion of the roadway has only a couple of traffic cones and remnants of yellow caution tape to warn drivers about a potentially serious hazard along the winding river route. On Monday, Minister Espat was asked why repairs are taking so long.
We're looking at a retaining wall that has to be built to certain specifications. Those materials are not available in country, and the ones that are available has to be built. They have to be prefabricated and then installed. There is a process for everything. So I don't take your commentary as truthful. And that's the truth.
So when will it be finished? If you are on that road every day, so it's a nightly hazard.
Yes, but you are also the one that says that we have to follow the rule of law. So we had to go to the House of Representatives to get the loan, not the loan, the expenditure approved. That was done. We have now gone through the process of having the Contractor General review what the submissions that we made, and he just sent a letter last week approving that. And then since then, we have signed a contract with the person that is going to build it.
After the break, Belize Citco walks back garbage tax and has another use for it in mind. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
The Energy Unit in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy, Logistics and E-Governance will be conducting a National Energy Use Survey from the 2nd of February to 30th May 2022. The survey will cover all sectors of Belize's economy, and the collected information will be used to support energy policies and assist in planning a sustainable future for Belize's energy sector. If your household has been selected, an enumerator will visit your home with an identification card. Enterprises will receive an online questionnaire to complete. In both cases, the ministry requests your kind cooperation. This survey is financed by a grant from the Global Environmental Facility via the World Bank, acting as the project executing agency under the framework of the Energy Resilience for Climate Adaptation Project.
This Valentine's Day, share the love for less with Cellular World. Get the best deals on our selection of electronics and find the perfect gift for that special someone. Take advantage of our phone deals, starting as low as $45. Plus, we have the latest phones from Samsung, Apple, Alcatel, Xiaomi, to name a few. So whether you're looking for a tablet, smartwatch, headphone, gaming console, or speaker, we can help you share all the love for less. Visit us at any of our Cellular World branches in Belize City, Belmopan, and San Pedro. Or WhatsApp us at 615-5141 to start saving when you shop with us this Valentine's Day. Cellular World. Low prices, more choice.
Who offers the best mobile experience in Belize? You don't know? Well, the truth is Digi, our national telecom, of course. Digi has the largest mobile LTE advanced network with over 96% countrywide coverage, offering the fastest mobile LTE data speeds at the most affordable rates with mobile plans that fit your lifestyle. The truth is, only Digi gives the ultimate mobile LTE experience. Visit your nearest Digi store to join the bigger, better network today. Digi, our national telecom. Visit us online at www.livedigi.com.
Through this process of the sidewalk and ramps construction, I will tell you that I was so excited because I envisioned how these sidewalks were going to be made and where were the exact needs of the sidewalks. Our students are coming back slowly they are having 3 students in wheelchair. They have been coming to school and they have been accessing the ramps and the sidewalks, and the parents feel grateful and they are happier now that they don't have to be pushing the wheelchairs with much strength. I can say now, thank you very much on behalf of the staff and students of St. Peter's, especially for our students with special needs. They are the ones that benefit from these sidewalks most.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
The Belize City Council is owed $21 million in property taxes. According to the mayor, at the peak of COVID, the council was forced to acknowledge the hardships faced by many residents who were losing their jobs and income. Now, with this shortfall in tax collections, the council is not able to fully carry out its responsibilities. But Mayor Wagner told the hosts of Open Your Eyes they did not have to lay off any Citco workers.
We saw the effects of COVID on many of the businesses. What the businesses had to do was essentially release many of their workers. And when they did that, now those workers are unable to pay their property taxes. And so, from my vantage point, I have to recognize that and understand that it is not a situation where any resident would want to be in, but it's unfortunate that it happens that way. So you have to start to demonstrate a bit of empathy. And that has really led us to where we are today, where the city is owed over $21 million in property taxes. That is significant, that is huge. And so that is reflective now in how we are able to deliver the goods and services to the city. We have done patchwork here and there to ensure that we maintain our workers, our employees. We have not, throughout this entire 2 years ordeal, have never really terminated any of our staff. That's very important. That is big for me, and that is big for our council.
Mayor Wagner announced that his council has also walked back on the garbage tax proposal that many felt would be burdensome. Instead, they are now looking at how garbage could be used to generate energy.
With the pandemic and people not being able to meet some of those obligations right now, What we are looking at, and I spoke with the Chief Executive Officer out of the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, and we are looking at other alternatives, other options in respect to garbage. We are looking at waste to energy type initiative, biomass, turning those wastes into energy. As you may know, that there has been substantial investment in waste management across the entire country. Many of those waste stations have been built, but they are not functioning. And so in my discussion with the CEO, we looked at other alternatives of really changing the narrative of really turning those garbage into energy, and where you'll be able to then
cover the cost.
Cover the costs.
So are you moving away from the initial proposal of
for the time being, yes, we are trying to move away from that area. Obviously, we don't want to put any other burden on the residents of the city, but we still have to look at alternative, and the biomass is an option we are looking at.
Back in January, we asked parents if they would be sending their children back to school for hybrid learning. Many of them were skeptical due to concerns over the Omicron variant that had been raging. But it would seem that they may have had a change of heart, because Education Minister Francis Fonseca says that an insignificant number of parents have chosen not to send their children to school.
Very insignificant. We have a few, of course. In every school, you have a few parents who, for various reasons, are reluctant to send their children back to school. You know, in some cases, there are legitimate reasons where children have underlying conditions or specific, you know, medical reasons why, and that is taken into account. But that is a very, very insignificant number of parents who are withholding their children from school. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Children are eager to get back into the classroom, and most parents, we find, are eager to have their children back in school. They understand the critical importance of having their child in school, you know, and what the last 18 months of being outside of the classroom has meant for those children.
Of the 605 schools in the country, 589 have been approved for hybrid learning. Over 90% of that number, or 520 schools, are actually engaged in some form of hybrid learning. A new police cybercrime center has been created. This afternoon, the Police Information Technology and Cybercrime Unit, along with the Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries, Karim Musa, and Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, joined the representatives of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime for a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The new Cybercrime Center will include a digital forensic laboratory. Its main function is to acquire all electronic devices related to cyber offenses and collect digital evidence. It is big news for the Belize Police Department in its fight against cybercrime in Belize. Just ahead, parking meters are coming for downtown Belize City. Find out how much you will have to pay per hour to keep your car on a busy street when we come back. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSB, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
In these trying times, Smart is here to lessen the burden. Smart's reduced roaming rates save you while traveling. Calls back home are a low 35 cents per minute when visiting Canada, the US, and Mexico, or pay as low as 50 cents for calls when visiting countries in the Caribbean, Central and South America. For the month of February and March, enjoy an unbelievable low rate of 30 cents per megabyte when roaming with mobile data in Canada, the US, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. Whether you are a business traveler, studying abroad, visiting loved ones, or just traveling for pleasure, Smart's new roaming rates have got you covered. Roaming in China, Europe, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean is as low as the cost of making a local call. It's that low. Smart's roaming coverage continues to grow, so you can also enjoy affordable roaming rates in several destinations across the globe. For more information on rates to other countries, visit our website or call 1090 for more details before you travel. Smart, bringing people together.
Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner says the council is exploring several ventures as new streams of income. The first being an electric transit system. The mayor says 3 buses will be placed on an identified route in a 1-year pilot project.
As you may know, we recently launched, along with the EU and our implementing partner UNDP, the e-transit, electric bus transit system. That's an initiative that has been long in the making, and it is towards low carbon and e-piloting type transport, really transforming the entire transport sector in the country and in Belize City. Belize City has been chosen as one of the cities that will identify a route.
Okay.
And so we'll be receiving 3 buses, electric buses, to run a route, but it's a pilot project that will run for 1 year. And during that time, we'll be able to gather the required data. We want to see how these electric buses take to the terrain of Belize City, to the climate and all that, and how they are, and how the charging station mechanism work. The timing of the route, we'll use the 3 buses on 1 route to really get the timing down, because we want to put a system that is reliable, a system that is efficient, so that when it becomes reliable, now the residents of the city, those professional people, those workers can now rely heavily on it and say, instead of me driving to work, I know that that bus will be there in the next 10 minutes, because it will be completely Wi-Fi. It will have all the information, the next bus coming in the next 10 minutes. That is the type of vision we have for these electric bus systems.
With 1 charging station at the Best Western Biltmore Plaza and plans to establish charging stations elsewhere in downtown Belize City, the electric bus transit system is moving ahead. The plan at this time is for the bus route to begin at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex. But how big of a deal will it be for current city transport providers when the Belize City Council enters the space? Mayor Wagner says it will be fair competition.
We have had preliminary discussion, and we are not driving anyone out of making their ends. It will be fair competition, and it will be a situation where the consumer benefit. The consumer will have the choice to choose. Let's say, I want to ride on this cashless system. It's AC. It is friendly to our disabled and handicapped people. It will be friendly to our elderly in our society. They will not have to pay anything. It will be friendly to our nurses and doctors who work shifts late in the night, because our buses will run up until midnight. It's electric buses, obviously, and so we do not have that fuel costs.
So you're saying that the existing city transportation providers have no qualms with this new
I'm not saying they don't have any issue, but it will be fair competition. And at the end of the day, the residents or the consumer chooses which transport is reliable, which transport is efficient, and which transport is clean air. That is the important thing here.
The Belize City Council is also taking its responsibility for on-street parking up a notch. Soon, people will have to pay to park along the city streets, especially in the busiest business areas like the downtown Belize City. CITCO is launching a parking meter pilot project. For the first year, 10 parking meters will be installed on Albert Street and 4 will be placed at BTL Park. Motorists will be charged from a prepaid card at a rate of $3 an hour to park in these areas. Mayor Wagner told us more.
We have found out that many a times, say for instance, Brody's, people park in front of Brody's all day. The people that works in the downtown area, they would go downtown early in the morning, 7, 8, and get their parking spot and park on the city prime real estate the entire day. No other resident has the opportunity to use that space. Do you think that is fair, man? We are concerned that we have many vendors who are all vendors in the BTL Park who conduct business, but people who want to access their business in the park is unable to do so because very early in the morning there are people who work at different establishments in that area that parks the entire day. And so when someone drives up to the park to access service from those vendors, those food vendors in the park, they are unable to do so. They get a ticket. That's not equitable. That's not fair for our residents of the city. We at the City Council control on-street parking. We want to regulate on-street parking so that all the residents have equal opportunity to access that space.
The Governor General Froila Salam received the credentials of 4 new ambassadors to Belize at a virtual ceremony today. They are non-resident ambassadors of the Republic of Armenia, Armea Shakarayan, non-resident ambassador of Colombia, Carlos Rodriguez Bocanegra, non-resident ambassador of France, Odile Rossell, and the non-resident ambassador of Argentina, Carlos Tomada. The Governor General welcomed them and looks forward to meeting in person after the pandemic. For their part, the ambassadors conveyed their respective countries' intentions of cooperating with Belize in areas of climate change, conservation, and preservation of culture. Up next, land paper woes and disputes with neighbors. Marion Ali has the story from Bella Vista Village when we return.
Connecting people, creating memories,
So here we are at the Glaze Out Kitchen. I just prepared this amazing broccoli.
Sharing a smile. NextGen, the ultimate digital experience.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
When something is good and you can save, that makes it even better. Like this guy, he buys Flex bundles using his promo credit. No worries when his primary credit is finished. He gets talk, text, and data for free. Or her, she calls her family internationally with her promo credit. And with data packages so affordable, she even does video calls. Smart continues to offer great deals and affordable promotions. As a small business owner, she saves when she uses her promo credit to call the other guys. All Smart customers enjoy more triple days and knowing they can use their promo credit, which just lasts longer. Smart, bringing people together.
In Bella Vista Village in the Toledo East constituency, there is serious confusion over who has entitlement to parcels of land in the village. Some of the plots of land have been under development and occupied for years. Some have documents suggesting they have been accommodated to go ahead and take up occupancy. But now that system has seemingly created chaos and frustration among the villagers. News 5's Marion Ali and Rick Romero were in Bella Vista on Sunday, where there was an all-out war of words over parcels of land some villagers thought they had papers for, only to discover other people do too.
My sister Wendy Tuesday got four, she applied from 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and she get it till now. She got list on 4 of the lots, and her sister, her family applying for them. You think it's any right for that?
That is not true. That is not true. You have evidence for that because I can take you to court.
The heated exchange that permeated through Bella Vista on Sunday signaled frustration over the process of acquiring land that the villagers have been subscribing to for years. It is one that has now begun to show its inefficiencies. The 20 or so villagers who turned out to meet our cameras represented only a fraction of the total number of persons who have been reportedly occupying parcels of land over the years, only to discover that they are not the only ones who have entitlement to those plots. You have this for how long?
For 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Francisco Chuck.
It's leased to you.
Uh-huh.
And you've built on it?
Yes, I got 7 floors on it. I have 7 floors and I got 3 truckloads of sand and gravels. I have a well on it. I have coconut on it.
Have you applied to buy it?
Well, that is yes. After this, because when
have you already applied to buy
yes,
it?
this is I pay for this already. I have 200 for pay right now. They tell me my lease expired. But when I went check it now in the office, they tell me your lease has expired. But this is not because it expired. This is still you own it. You own this land. Yeah, the land department in Punta Gorda.
My sister-in-law have a house right behind the Turcio, right by the gas station. And then when she started to construct a part of like her veranda here, because they never had the line, is inside another lot. So they asked for a family member to get that land. So I applied for it. They have a big hole in the middle of the lot. Yeah. So that's like take up the whole land for me. I can't do any construction or anything. And then once they fence it and they said they will take it over.
Okay. I have a house there that which I built like in 12 years ago. I started to build it, and then when the PUP took over, they went and make another survey. When I go talk to them, it's because they claim that that land there belongs to this family. Okay. So the road cannot be built because it's for this family. Yes. So actually,
so over the 12 years that you've been occupying the land, have you tried to maybe get title for the land?
Yes, I did many times. I went to the lands department in Punta Gorda. When I went there, the person there showed me the map, and they told me that that land doesn't even exist.
The allegation is that it is one family that is claiming most of the land. Cesar Ortiz said that he is also caught up in a confusion with another resident who happens to be a village councillor. But Ruth Turcios says she is not using her authority to sidestep anyone and is relying on the documents she also holds to the same piece of land.
I am occupied this land from 2017. In 2017, I went to Mr. Salvador Ax, who was the chairperson of the land committee in Bellavista. Okay. And he gave me the receipts when I get this from another person, when I buy the right of the land. Now in January 2022, I noticed that there was another person who wanted to occupy this piece of land. So I spoke with her and she said she have documents. When she showed me the documents, she showed me the declaration form and a permission to survey of land too. The same thing what I have.
Do you have title to the piece of land in question that this man is saying you're trying to get him off?
Okay, miss, this is in a dispute that the chair lady said both of us is in stop. The government or the Ministry of Land have to decide who have the right for the land. Because both of us have the same right. Because
the same piece of
the same paper,
which is a receipt.
Yes, the same paper where he have, I have as well.
But you haven't addressed him? You haven't approached him to say, you have to get off my piece of land?
No, never.
Or sent anybody on your behalf?
No.
Salvador Ack is Bella Vista's former Village Council Lots Committee chairman. He explained that they were doing their best with limited resources.
In our turn, we surveyed it, and we have like 2 sections left to register before the actual surveyor, the deceased Mr. Guillermo Valdez. He surveyed, he was on the process of authenticating the plan, because at that time there were no actual surveyor for government. All surveyors are private. Okay. So to whoever lots are being recommended, they need to finance their own surveying cost. Okay. What we did at that time, we lobbied with government to take over the plan and register it as a plan, because we can't do any better.
But now the problem has gotten so acute that it will take more than a village leader to solve the problem.
We are having a dispute in lands in Bellavista along with house lots. There is a group of people in Bellavista that are trying to get the land from these people in, I would say, in a very aggressive way. As well, people are complaining that they have been working this land for more than 10 years. Others said that 5 years. Other people claim that they have it from 2011. The Honorable Cordell Hyde had a lands clinic in Bella Vista on the 24th of June last year. What happened is that when he came here, a lot of people only had receipt of survey. So those people were granted purchase price in order for them to own their land. There is a little problem with lands in concern to the department whereby you don't need a recommendation from no area rep, from no chairperson of the community or the village, or from the chairperson of lands and lots committee in the area, no? Whereby that give you a lot of trouble in the sense that when you go and apply, you don't know whose land is that. So sometimes it comes to be 3 owners of the land, and the person who have I would say maybe the fastest person, yes, can go there and they can go and apply it.
We had like on the highway 49 house lots. We heard they have been all taken away.
The former village official and the current PUP1 have one wish in common in order that the tension that exists in their community can be quelled.
Well, I wish that the chair lady, I have good communication with her, and even the Minister of Lands, the Prime Minister and the Minister Espat as well. I don't see no big reason to be fighting over a piece of land. I think that, and I would recommend them to look into it seriously.
I am asking the Honorable Cordell Hyde to please work with your area reps. Tell them to recommend the people that have that lot.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
News 5 reached out to the Minister of Natural Resources, Cordell Hyde, for comment on the issues in Bella Vista that we witnessed on Sunday. In response, Paul Thompson, the Chief of Staff for Minister Hyde, told us today that a group of villagers from Bella Vista went to the ministry's office on Monday to seek intervention on the land dispute. Thompson says the problem was created years ago when there was no efficient system in place and village council officials distributed land, often without conducting proper surveys. He said that a team has been assigned to look into the matter and to streamline a process that will determine how the problem will be rectified. Thompson added that this is a problem that exists in many parts of Belize, which the ministry is trying to regularize. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.